Okay, this is the Pantheon Rise of the Fallen. Just want to do a quick video just to show you what my thoughts are. I thought I'd try this game out because basically, if you want to play a brand new MMO like that you've never played before, and you're not keen on the free-to-play model, which at some point, if you get addicted to the game or immersed in the game and you want to make any progress, eventually you've got to pay. But in a normal game such as World of Warcraft, say you've got a subscription. In the free-to-play model, it works out a hell of a lot more expensive. If you get competitive in a game, immersed in a game, it just works out prohibitively expensive. You know, you continually have to put things in place where you've got to buy something to upgrade your character, or there's, so if you don't like that sort of thing and you just want a game, a Western kind of normal kind of game where you either buy the content or you pay a subscription, but basically then after that you get everything in the game. You just play the game and everything you acquire is through your own hard work and skill. You've got basically in my opinion, you've got two choices at the moment. You've got Pantheon's a new one, and currently you buy, currently at the moment you pledge, and at the moment it works out at $50 or £41. But at the moment it's a pledge, and basically it's buy one get one free. So if you ever thought you was going to try this game, it's worth doing it now before early access. Early access is on the 13th of December. But if you buy it now, it's basically £40, and you get a copy of the game, which you can play until the 1st, and then the game comes out in early access on the 13th. But you also get a buddy key. So when early access comes out, you'll have a key, so two of you can play, you and your mate can play. And then you've also got Ashes of Creation, which I've kind of pledged towards that as well, because that's another Western game where basically from what I've heard, the current models is going to be a subscription at the moment, like you pay for early access or to test, they call it. But at least these two games, you've kind of got to pay to play them, which is my preferred method of playing a game, because when you've got it free to play, basically any Tom, Dick and Harry jump in the game. You don't even have to give a shit about the game. You just jump in there, cause havoc. Just if it's a PvP game, you're just ganking everybody, and it just makes it not fun. I'm not saying free to play people, I mean, it's nice to test the game out, but it just means that any Tom, Dick and Harry can jump in. You don't, and just make life miserable for other people. And I just rather, if I'm going to play a game, I'd rather just pay for it, and then whatever you get, everybody's on equal footing then. Whatever you get in the game is what you've played for. I'm currently trying out the Necromancer. And I thought I'd just show you a bit of what the Necromancer does and that. But first off, let's have a look at the questing system in this game. In this game, if you notice, there's no mini-map, and there's no map of any description whatsoever. So it's the only way you've got to build in this game. You've got to build like a mental picture up as you run around discovering the world. You've got to build your own map of the game. And remember, actually use your brain to remember where you've been, what's in certain areas, what you can kill and what you can't kill. On that note, if you want to kill something in this game, so a little brown rat here, you click on the brown rat, and what you've got to do in the game is you press the C key, and in the chat here, it'll come up with a colouring system telling you how risky it would be to fight that mob. Based on the colours, you'll get to know what the colours are, but it's basically like light blue, dark blue, white is equal footing. But I don't know why. Like really, in every single MMO that I've played, is like the game communicates whether you can fight that mob based on its level and the colour of its name. But in this game, the colour of the name is always red, and the only way you can find out if you stand a chance of killing it is to look at the chat box. I think they could improve that so that you could literally click on the mob, and that information should be on the mob when you click on it. But in this game, it's not. You've got to press C to do it. And the other thing, I'm playing a Necromancer. This is what a bit of feedback for the Necromancer. Like in every other game, I try every single MMO that comes out to see whether I like it or not, because I was kind of addicted to World of Warcraft when it came out. At one point, I couldn't imagine like not having World of Warcraft to play, you know. And I can't entirely put my finger on it. Me and my mates can't entirely put my finger on why. Like now, I simply like I get the expansion, any expansion that comes out, and I don't know why, but the magic's just not there anymore. I think social interaction or whatever's disappeared. I just can't put my finger on, but it's just simply I get the expansion, I play it, get to endgame, realise it's all the same dungeons, same mythic plus, same raid, you know, few different mechanics stuff. But basically everything's basically the same. So I'm looking for something new to play, and you know, I've tried the Asian ones, and it's all free to play models, which I'm not a fan of, to be honest. But the Necromancer, every other game I play with the Necromancer in, it's you know, you've got a pet, you know, or you play a hunter or something, and you've got a pet. The pet goes in and fights the mob, and you basically buff your pet, heal your pet, keep your pet alive, and you know, you fight from a distance, you know, safe distance. But in this game, and I'm sure I've seen other characters played in this game, you're basically all melee. You know, you're all melee, and I'll just show you. We'll just fight something simple here. Let's have a look. A brown rat. Let's try this. You've got your damage over times, and then you've got a heal basically on this character. So you run over to. It runs straight for you. You know, it's immediately attacking you. You put your damage over times on. But like, why? Like, if you watch, when the thing gets low on health, it mostly run away. Now you run away. Look at my pet's running after it, or my minion's running after it. You know, it's not actually hitting it. You know, it's just running. It has to run after it. I'll show you another. What about these brown bears here? They're a bit harder. And like, as soon as you fought something, your mana and your health goes down so far. And that's just a rat. And to me, rats were in the very, very first zone. You know, I mean, look how much mana and health I've lost. See, a brown bear's a bit harder. So now you've got to rest. And look how long it takes for you to get your health and your mana back up. And this is every time you fight. So if you want to go into something and you press the C button, and that's dark blue, so that's a bit harder. I think white's the next one. So dark blue is next to white. So this is going to be, you know, fairly difficult. So you want to make sure you've got full mana and full health, because in this game, if you die, believe it or not, you lose all your inventory. You put your bags here. Any bags you find, you put here, or make, you put here. Now, when you die in the game, you don't just lose everything in your inventory. You also lose the bags as well, which I think is a mistake, in my opinion, because I think, you know, like if you've worked hard or you've gone out and you've crafted bags, the bags shouldn't disappear when you die. You know, like, you should keep the bags, and just, if you've got to lose everything in your inventory, fair dues, but not the bags as well. So I've no bags, and because it's a reset on 1st of December, I don't feel like crafting a million bags. You keep crafting bags over and over and over again if you die. So I think you should keep your bags. You don't lose your gear. You keep your gear what you've got equipped. But, you know, losing all your equipment. And on top of that, when you die, because there's no map, if you've been exploring and you go into like a, you know, you're not sure where you are, you're in a new zone, you've not played there before and everything's, and you just happen to, you know, come across a mob that unfortunately you can't kill, and you end up dying, and you're not sure where you are, well, you spawn back at your latest bind point, wherever you binded to. Hopefully it's quite close. But trying to find your body is virtually impossible. You know, and when you consider you lose experience during back in time, and you lose all the stuff in your bags, and the bags as well, it's pretty critical to give you some idea where your corpse would be, even if they put like a tombstone on the compass. But there's nothing on the compass to indicate where a quest is or anything like that. So you've no idea. If your muscle memory of the area hasn't been mapped out, and you know, and the draw distance isn't that far, you know, you've got to be quite close to your body before you actually can find it. You know, you just shit out a lock. And I've died a few times with being new to the game, and basically, like, because of the white coming soon, I'm not going to spend too much time making bags or anything. But I'll just show you now, just so you know, anybody, if you're thinking of playing the game, so you're fighting this bear, and you just watch how much mana and health I lose. I'm only level 6, but in this game, because you lose experience, it's not that easy to level up when you're new and you're not quite used to the system of finding out how difficult the mobs are. And if you end up getting 2 mobs on you and they're like white or dark blue, you're basically going to die. So I'll show you now a Necromancer. Now you want to make sure, you've got to make sure in this game there's nothing around you that's going to attack you. So basically you put your curse on, put your sickening on. Right, it stunned me, so I didn't get to put the sickening on. Put the sickening on. Took some stamina out of him. Right, this is a heal. So, but basically, as you can see, I'm a Necromancer, I'm a ranged player, and a melee. And watch, you see me minion is running after the thing. You know, the thing should be attacking him. Not him running after it. It seems a bit daft. And then skinning. Anything like you do in this game, like a crafting thing, you know, it takes ages to skin anything. But yeah, that's just a few of my thoughts on the game in its current state. But the one thing I would say about the game is a lot of people I've seen when I was researching the game whether or not to bother trying it or not. A lot of people are on about the visuals, and honestly, you know, from everything I've seen about the game, the visuals are least of my concerns, to be honest. It's more that, like, when it comes out on Steam, how many people are going to, you know, like, you're going to pay 40 quid or something for a single copy of the game. And the visuals, honestly, I don't think the visuals are what's going to put people off. I think it's the combat where you play ranged classes. Whatever class you play, you need a good melee weapon. Like, it's not like me having a staff. That'd be great if all my abilities were used at range. But everything comes to you. Your pet does nothing, you know, as regards as tanking. You know, so basically you've got to be able to melee everything. To even get a minion up, what you've got to be careful of is you need the bones in your bag. So you've got to run around finding, for the Necromancer, you've got to run around finding skeletons to kill to get the bones. So a lot of your time in the game as a Necromancer is going to be running about trying to not die, and then trying to find skeletons to kill to get the bones. that if you do die, you can summon your skeleton back. So yeah, it's a nice game, but it feels a bit stiff to play, as in like the quests. Like if you look at the quests, you know, say Vipers in the Night 2, Night Guard Aldrich. So basically you've got to, again, muscle memory to know where Night Guard Aldrich actually is, where you got the quest from, and memorise it. So picking up 50 quests is not really an option in this game because you'd never know where to turn any of them in. So Night Guard Aldrich, you've got to remember where he is. Slay 3 Ghost Vipers. Now, I did the previous quest to this, and basically I was out at night and just stumbled across a Viper, a Ghost Viper. It was the lower level of this, but just the only reason I could do the quest is because I got the quest in my bag and I just happened to come across one. But there's no way I would know where it is. The only way, like if you've got to kill anything, it's like, I've got another one here about killing wolves. Snake skin boots. You've got to collect 5 snake scales. I've killed loads of snakes, but I don't know how you get snake scales. Thinning the wolves, another one. And you can't track them. You can't track the quest and put them up on your right hand side here. Basically, you've got to open the journal every single time, and you can't. There's the checkbox here, so I'm thinking at some point in future maybe they're going to allow you to check that box and bring it up on screen. Maybe, I don't know. But if you look at the quest description, those wolves did it again. They're killing all my chickens every morning. I'm greeted with fresh blood and feathers everywhere. I can't work my farmers here. Help thinning the local wolf population around here if you wouldn't mind. Not the young ones either. I want the grown ones. But like based on that there, I mean, I was stood at the quest giver when he gave it to me, and I run around the local area. I couldn't find no wolves. So I thought, well, it's in my quest log now. If I'm running about discovering, mapping out the area in my brain, and I come across some wolves, then I'll kill them. But I couldn't just pick that quest up and say, oh, right, I'll head here, I'll head there to do a quest. So I think, like, people who buy it on Steam, I think one of the reasons why they may not continue play it, they'll try it, play it for so long, and maybe not continue with it, is because of the being lost, not knowing. You pick a quest up, you've absolutely no clue where the quest is, and you couldn't concentrate on the quest. You know, you can't, like, right, pick this quest up, I'm going to focus on doing this quest, because every quest I've picked up, the text in the quest really doesn't give much clue as to where you need to, or even what area you need to be in to even find the thing. So you just, it's about like World of Warcraft when it first come out, and there's no quest markers, no nothing. And basically you just had to run about you get a quest and you might take 20 minutes, half an hour or more running about just to find out in what area do you need to kill things to complete that quest. And this game has got the same system. Now World of Warcraft improved it to give you, they might have gone too far, but they've improved it to, you just want an idea where you should be going. I don't think people will play a game long if they're permanently lost. So I think that's one reason why people probably will give up on the game, is being permanently lost and trying to play a ranged character, and all the mobs just run to you. There's no, your pets don't have any aggro or whatsoever. They just run about. If you run away, like if you, in this game, if you attack something and you think, oh god, I don't think I can fight this, you can't outrun them. You're going to die. Like, you should be able to decide, like, I think this mob's too hard, like, I've made a mistake doing this, I need to get away. You run away, your pet's running, you're running, the mob that you're fighting is running after you, and your pet is running after the mob, you know. So there's just a few things that I think need tweaking to make it, but it's a nice, honestly, when you get into it, it's a nice looking game. Anyway, them some of my thoughts on the game. So hopefully I've helped someone if you're just looking for information on whether to try the game out or not. There's a few thoughts on it. Okay, thanks. See you in the next one. Bye bye.